Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Carly, here alone today. I'm going to be doing a tutorial, and we want to do more tutorials in 2019. We hope you enjoy seeing them. We do very wearable looks on our channel, like very everyday, easy to do, so hopefully you like that kind of style. And today I wanted to show you my routine when I have really dry skin and I really want to like brighten up my face and make it look very dewy and fresh and like it's summer but it's really winter. And so that's what I'm doing today, and this is the look I created, and I hope you like it. And if you do, then just keep watching for the tutorial. Okay, so as I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be all about glowing skin. It's like the dead of winter, and even though we're in Los Angeles, it's been so cold. So I just want to show you some like tips and tricks of what I've been doing to look more glowy and fresh and youthful. And number one is drink lots of water. I have my water bottle here because I feel like in the winter it's really hard for me to drink water, but I notice a huge difference in my skin when I drink water. So let's do that. Okay, so off camera I applied a facial oil, which is one of my best tips for winter skin. I feel like facial oils under foundation and whatever base you use really obviously nourish your skin, but they're thin enough, like it's not like a thick moisturizer, which sometimes interacts weird with your foundation. And I've been loving the Herbivore Lapis oil because it's really made for combo skin, which I have. So it's pretty light. It's almost like a dry oil. Like it doesn't make my skin feel oily. So I've really been loving this. So I applied that, and then next I'm going to mix my SPF, with which I use the CeraVe AM Facial Moisturizing Lotion, and I'm going to mix that with my L'Oreal Lumi Lotion. So any sort of glowy base is what you really want before your base product to really brighten up your skin. So no real method here, just like a pump of my SPF, and the foundation I'm using has SPF as well, but you can never have enough, and a glob of my lotion. So it looks like this. I think I did this in the last tutorial too, but I also added in the Clinique bronzer that we use. But I'm okay with being pale because it's winter. And normally at nighttime I do put oil on last because it kind of locks in your moisturizer, but for this particular oil I just like putting it on before my SPF and this like glowy combo. So that's just why I did it like that. Okay, and then next up, which is also essentially a moisturizer, so lots of moisturizing products here. For my base, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I love this stuff. It also has SPF 30, so like I said, like double SPF. This is so glowy, or at least on my skin it is. It has squalane in it, which is one of my favorite oils. It's so nourishing. People have said that this really helps dry skin, and I definitely think in the winter it helps my dry cheeks. I love it in the summer, but I specifically love this stuff in the winter because it's basically, like I said, a tinted moisturizer. Like, it's so hydrating. And for this, I think I'm just going to, actually might apply with a brush. I usually use my hands, but I'm kind of feeling a brush mode today. Let me try my brush. This, I'm just going to use my IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush and dab some on the brush. Actually, I'll put some on my hand. I'm almost out of it. I need a new one pretty soon. And I don't use a lot of this. I use like this much. And it's so cooling. Like, it feels so cooling on your skin. I love this product. This is definitely one of my favorite products. And I'm just going to blend that in. And out of all these products and things I'm using, I'd say this one is the most effective at really brightening up my dull winter skin. Like, whenever I'm really feeling dry and just like dull, I reach for this product because it adds so much glow, and like I said, it has squalane in it and other skincare ingredients that really work to actually like fix your dry skin, not just make it look glowy like a normal foundation would. Or at least that's my experience. I didn't create this product, but from my experience, it really helps really moisturize from within. Okay, next up for concealer, there really isn't like a specific concealer or type of thing I use this time of year, but I love the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. And the only tip with this specific concealer is I would let it dry a bit under your eyes to get more coverage. Ooh, I applied too much. I usually don't apply this much. I'm trying to kind of spread it out. This concealer is really beautiful, but I feel like if you blend it out too soon, it can look like a little sheer. And if I'm using concealer, I want it to look at least somewhat like I want to get some coverage from it. And I have a few acne, not acne, but like zits right now. So it's covering those and letting that sit for a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to blend my concealer out with my Beauty Blender. This is definitely my favorite way to blend in concealer. I really like brushes for my face, but concealer I just love a good Beauty Blender. And the black one is my favorite. I've talked about this before. I really think they feel different. Like I think the black is different from the pink. But yeah, you just want to pat this in with your beauty sponge and it should cover pretty well. Oh, one step I forgot was applying not SPF, chapstick, because you want to do that at the beginning to make sure your lips are hydrated while you're doing your makeup. Okay, and then now for powder, I think this is the key step in the winter time. I do like selective setting, so I just don't set anywhere that gets really dry. And that includes my under eyes, which a lot of people love setting their under eyes, but for me, in the winter when my under eyes are so dry, if I set them, like it just ages me so much, so I just leave them alone. And this concealer, the Too Faced, sets pretty well on its own, but it actually isn't set enough that if it creases throughout the day, I can just dab it with my finger and it kind of blends out. It's a really good concealer. And then also be selective with the powder you're using. I really love the Hourglass powders because they leave sort of like a sheen on your skin. So I'm going to use this one from the Unlocked palette, and I'm only going to set my T-zone because that is where I get oily throughout the day. And not that that's bad, but it just kind of helps my makeup last too. But my cheeks are so dry. Like I said, my under eyes, I have a piece of hair. My under eyes are so dry, so really only setting those places you need to will really help your skin look more alive and glowy. Okay, and then next is bronzer, and again, I want to look really glowy, so I'm using my favorite glowy bronzer, and this is Hourglass Luminous Light. The Hourglass bronzers are so beautiful. They have, like when you swatch these in Sephora, they have quite a sheen to them, but don't be scared because on your face, they don't look glittery. They just look like beautiful and like a glow. It's so nice. So I'm just going to apply this. I'm using a very fluffy brush to apply this because the shade is a bit dark for me right now. Okay, now that I'm done with bronzer and I feel like I look really glowy and pretty, I'm going to move on to blush. And same thing here, I just picked one of my favorite shimmer, not shimmery, but like glowy blushes, and it's the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush. I love this blush. It's new to my collection, but it's already one of my favorite blushes. And I'm using the same brush. It's the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. And I'm just applying a bit. And I also, this time of year, I really like applying light layers of product, especially powder products, because then my glowy base from my Bare Minerals product really shows through. I feel like if I apply too many layers of blush or bronzer, it kind of dulls my skin again, even if they're glowy products. So I just like to keep the layers really light. Okay, and then for highlighter, you know how much I love cream highlighter, so normally I would go in with one right now, but I really missed using the ColourPop Luster Dust in the shade Strobe Globe. This stuff is so, I don't know how to describe it. It's like very high shine, but if you use a tiny amount, it just looks like your skin is glowing. Like there's no pigment on your skin just looks so alive and beautiful, so that's why I wanted to use it today. It's a loose highlighter, so they're a bit messy, but I think it's worth it because they're so pretty, and this shade in particular is so beautiful. It's like a champagne shade. It's just so nice. I'm trying not to use too much though, so it's really hard to get a tiny amount. Okay, and I'm going to dab in this brush. It's my Luxie, is it the tapered highlighter? Yeah. And dab it into the cap, brush off some excess, and then just swirl it on my cheekbones. Okay. See, that's like too much. It's really hard to get a little bit, but it'll still always look pretty. This product is so nice. Okay, moving on to eyes for this time of year. If I really want to look glowy, I love the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. They're so easy to just like swipe on, and they have really beautiful shimmer shades. My favorite one by far is Snakebite. It's an ultra metallic, so I definitely love this finish, and this is like a beautiful gold shade. I don't know, it's kind of like, rose gold. I don't know how to describe it. It's so pretty. I hope you can see it in there. And really, I'm just going to take my finger and put some on my eyelid, kind of haphazardly. Britta just told me that the shade Snakebite is discontinued, which is quite a bummer because it's literally our favorite. And I really love this ultra metallic finish. So if you have recommendations for the ColourPop Super Shocks in ultra metallic, please let us know because I definitely want to buy some more, especially since this one is no longer. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they discontinue all the best shades. So yeah, that's really simple eye look. And then usually I'll just go in with some sort of fluffy brush to brush out the edges, just to make sure everything looks diffused since I put it on with my finger. But again, like, no real method to this. I just apply it with my finger. Okay, now I'm going to do mascara off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so mascara is on my top lashes. I use Lancome Monsieur Big. I've recently tried this. Alana Davidson always talks about it and I love her, and her eyelashes are amazing, and this is so good. It is the best high-end mascara I've ever tried, but I'll stick with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise probably for a while because I love that too. And then lower lashes, I use the Wet n Wild, the Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. Love this for lower lashes. And then eyebrows are going to be pretty simple. I love this Benefit eyebrow pencil, the Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is the shade 4. I have used 4 and 3. I think I have like 3 more, but 4 works. And I'm just going to brush up my brows and then lightly fill them in. This brow definitely needs more filling in. For some reason, it just looks way less pigmented than my other brow. I don't know if anyone else has that issue, but it's really weird. Okay, and then I'm going to set my eyebrows in place with the Maybelline Great Lash. It's like their clear mascara. This stuff is really wet, which I don't like, but once it dries, I really like the wand, and then once it dries down, it really doesn't leave any sort of like foggy white cast, and it holds your brows in place pretty well. Yeah, so I really don't like the wetness, but overall I think it's a good product, and it's so cheap. It's like $5. Okay, and then for lips, honestly, on like an everyday basis, I would just put on a tinted lip balm. Like, this is the Fresh one. But one of my favorite things to do when my lips are feeling really dry is to just put on like a solid layer of lip balm. So I'm gonna apply some more. And then I take a matte lipstick. This is a tiny little Pat McGrath one. I got that set during the holiday. It's the shade Ome, O-M-E, I think that's how you say it. And then I'll just kind of like put it on top of the lip balm and spread it around. So your lips are really staying moisturized and balmy, but you're getting additional color. So one thing I really like to do this time of year, so I can still use my matte lipsticks, but they don't dry out my lips. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial today. I really hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, hope you liked one of the techniques or products I use, and we'll see you next time in our next video.